No, I'm doing it. Okay.
No.
So,
Hello guys, what's up?
hi
Hey
guys.
guys,
This
my
is
name is Lorenzo.
this is Buried Son A.D, and we're doing a
Oh,
lame
shit.
attempt at a podcast. Brendan, are you the interviewer?
Am I the interviewer?
Yes.
Oh god. Hey everyone, welcome.
People,
This is our-
hello.
This is our first podcast of the band, Buried Son A.D. We're going to be answering some questions whatsoever to introduce ourselves, what motivates us, what drives us, and hope you enjoy it. Okay, we'll start with Lorenzo. Say hello, Lorenzo.
Hi.
Then we have Tyne. Hey Tyne.
Good day to you.
And Ramses. Hey Ramses.
Hi. Hello.
Alright, cool. Got a question for Lorenzo. What are your biggest musical influences?
My influences are pretty broad. For this band, I would say mostly Cannibal Corpse, obviously, and specifically Ryan Martini from Mudvayne. He's a very melodic player and always kind of tells his own story in whatever song he's playing. And I've always kind of looked up to him. So I try to kind of do what he does and, see how it works out.
So we can assume he's a bass player, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay,
because
cool.
I'm a
And
bass player, so,
obviously, yeah.
Yeah, so
but-
Alex Webster and Ryan Martini. That's, like, for this band, my main influences.
Alright, cool. Yeah, cool. Fine.
My influences for Buried Son A.D are pretty much brutal death metal, but also technical brutal death metal, and any variety of extreme metal.
Cool.
I like to use the whole range, so the whole vocal range. We're talking about vocals here, so
Yeah.
yeah, I love the extreme genres, and I give it my own twist.
That's
Specific
sick. And do you have any like
bands?
bands that you would say that would suit your style?
Job for a Cowboy,
Cool.
Disentomb, Defeated Sanity,
A little bit. Yeah. Cool.
a little bit, and that's it.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Ramses, what are your influences? What drives you to push yourself a Buried Son? What is
A
your
lot
like,
of different things, actually. Like, not mainly only metal music. Besides being a guitar player, I also produce electronic music. And in the new stuff, I try to incorporate both sides of my musical influences.
Cool.
Metal-wise, I think the songs we recorded are mostly inspired by Psychroptic and Mendel, the ex-guitarist from Aborted, because they're really melodic guitar lines they play, but also keep it brutal and keep it death metal. And I think that balance between brutality and melodic is a really nice fine line. You can cross easily on both ways. It can be too brutal or too melodic, and you can lose a bit of edge. But it's also up to personal preference, of course. But with the
obviously,
new
yeah.
stuff, I try to incorporate a lot of electronic elements as well, because I love producing electronic music. EPROM is one of my biggest inspirations. He makes breakcore, breakbeat, but he also experiments with real instruments instead of only making things inside a DAW or with synthesizers. And that's a bit where I want to go with Buried Son, especially guitar-wise, but
Cool.
still keep it metal, of course, and organic, and as a
Yeah.
band.
Cool. Yeah, so for myself, I try to for the drums whatsoever, I try to follow the guitar lines. Some inspirations could be Defeated Sanity, which also really follows all the guitar parts. I really try to take my inspiration from that take. yeah, and I just try to follow up with the guitars and try to come up with different accents on different, notes and whatsoever. So yeah, I'd say Defeated Sanity is a good take for me. Also, um, Bleed from Within, the band. They have some really cool parts. Their drummer is just, I think, really good and really insane. Um, he comes up with parts on on their guitars and whatsoever, which is really really cool.
Sick. How do you approach that? Like making drums that fit the guitar, but still are like your own drum parts, so they're
Well,
not.
I try
Um,
to rethink all the guitar parts in my head, like rearrange them, listen to what all the individual notes do, and then I try to visualize it. And then what I usually do is I go on my computer in my DAW, I make a couple ideas, and then I try to work it out on the drums, see if it works, and then I'll try to make um, a definite take on that because um, obviously you can program something and then it's not going to work on the drums or
yeah,
whatsoever. So you got to work via
yeah,
it's got to work both ways, I think.
yeah. It's a bit of back and forth,
Yeah,
like
it's actually
trying.
back and
Yeah,
forth, trying, failing, and then or something is working, but you think you can improve it. So then you
yeah.
go back or you try to come up with something and then really try to be as creative as possible, but still don't make it too um how'd say
Dance
that it's
or.
too chaotic. Chaotic is a good word.
Yeah, yeah,
That it's too chaotic. You kind of want to like have a drive. Obviously, you kind of want to. It got to fit in with the song, obviously, and everything, in my opinion, has to work for the song. Because if you have a drummer that only does like blast beats or only like in only a certain thing, but without any creativity or something, it's not going to work, in my opinion. Okay, so what is the main purpose and the goal of our music? Um, Lorenzo?
that's a good question.
Why me, man? I don't know. I joined you guys. You know, you were the guys
You
with the
don't
vision
know.
and stuff.
You're our bass player. How could
Yeah,
you not
no.
know?
It's I don't know, like just to kick
I think
ass.
we're looking for a new bass player.
Probably. That's
Oh,
how it
no.
goes. Yeah, the main purpose or goal of our music. I mean, it's just to kick ass. Really,
Yeah, exactly.
that's it's
Yeah.
death metal. It's supposed to be just stomping.
Exactly. We try to push our extremes with this project, and it's really useful for our own skills, but it's also cool to project
Definitely.
it on the outside.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've improved a lot actually since joining
Yeah,
this
exactly.
band.
Yeah.
Like
I think
was
we all have.
yeah, I was usually like I was doing good. I was doing good, and then I joined you guys, and then yeah, shit got crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, so basically, we can conclude that the main goal of the band is to have fun,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Yeah.
to actually literally kick ass on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever it's gonna reopen with Corona and everything. But yeah, I think everyone in the band has like a very important part on the fun factor, and that we actually just want to make music, want to have fun, and make some brutal music.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And learn, of course, from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone
Yeah,
has their
we
own.
definitely want to keep pushing ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we will maintain that.
The nice thing is, like, we've all been to school together, so we've been
Yeah.
almost as long friends as we have been bandmates, at least for some of us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
That helps a lot, man. Especially with the writing process. Seeing we haven't seen each other for a really long time until recently.
Yeah.
The last time we saw each other before that was like a lot of months ago. But it was still the same. We saw each other, had a lot of fun, and now we're back.
Yeah, it was like
Exactly.
10 months, I think, since
Yeah, it was
some of us
10.
last saw
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like graduation, and 10 months later, it's like, hey, how
Way
you doing?
too long. Way
Yeah.
too long.
Long
Yeah,
while.
it's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
All right, about a recording. Obviously, we did some recordings for our EP.
Did we?
We did. So what went wrong?
Everything.
Writing wise, even we did some writing in the beginning in school. When did we write it? Because we wrote a little bit of things, but you can tell that after. We wrote a couple things before Corona and then during Corona, and what went well, what didn't go so well. During recording, what did, for example, Ramses do with the guitar? Any, how did you come up with guitar parts or whatever?
Writing wise, I think what went quote unquote wrong. I don't think it went wrong, but what was difficult in the first place was we were a band before. Me, Brandon, and Tyne. We used to be Buried Son with a different guitarist and a different bass player. And when we restarted the band with Lorenzo, we tried to incorporate as many old songs as we could. Like we had some good songs, we had some good riffs. We wanted to try and make the best of what we have already written. And the point at which the music got better, in my opinion, was when we started to write new stuff with the new bass player. And we just came up with a whole different approach of writing, because we all have different writing styles. For us three, it's the same, but Lorenzo has a really different writing style than our old bass player, and that's amazing. That's what keeps the music going, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think that was something that went wrong in the beginning, but we picked up really well, because now we've known each other for a long time and we know how we all write. So we know where someone else can step in when we're having a hard time, or it's the same with recording, man. We know what gear we have, we know what we can do, we know how much time we have. So
yeah,
that's sick.
Yeah, and it helps that, like, for us, like the instrumentalists, like, we have good chemistry regardless of what we do, because we've been in some other projects together,
yeah,
like the Britpop thing, and even that, that it really worked well. Like,
Yeah,
we
it
just
did, yeah.
kind of, even though we have very different styles, the end product is something we all agree on, and that we all really, enjoy listening to ourselves even. Like, so it's always a good collaboration between us.
Cool. What I can say, obviously, about all the writing, it was kind of difficult in the beginning, because before Corona, we were practicing the songs, we were writing the songs in the rehearsal rooms, and after that, after Corona, or well, during Corona, actually, it still is, we were separated. We weren't seeing each other as much as we were. The chemistry was kind of fading in my mind, as in being able to have like that energy, that punch to it and everything. Obviously, we were writing, so that was really cool, but I was missing some, like the actual going to the rehearsal room and punching, like with the music, let's go.
Yeah. But I think we realized, what was it, 2 weeks back, when we all went to Brandon to rehearse, how sick it is to rehearse together, man.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
sick.
it's
That's sick. It's so much
cool.
different.
The
It's so much
chemistry, man.
different.
The chemistry.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. It's a huge improvement, mostly.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, playing by yourself is fun sometimes, but sometimes you need other people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
agree. Yeah. No, but recording wise, we did a couple of recordings last year, and for me, with drums wise, it could have gone a little bit better, because I recorded everything, and this is something that's gonna happen maybe a couple times more in the future, but I'll pay more attention to it next time. But on my interface, there's like this little button, and you can turn on and off the phantom power. Phantom power basically means, with certain microphones, they need like a little extra push, and then you press in the button and they give like a little bit more energy to that microphone, right? So whenever I turn off my interface, it automatically switches off the phantom power, and it doesn't turn it back on the next time you turn the whole interface on again. So what happened was, I recorded a couple songs, blah blah blah, and then the next day I was sound checking, and then the next day I turned on back my interface, but I forgot to press the phantom power, So I recorded everything. Like everything was there, like literally everything. And then I found out my phantom power was not on, and I actually just had to throw all the recordings away and had to redo it the next day. And I was so tired already because I had a couple other recordings that week. But damn, I had to just throw everything away and redo it the next day. So that's something I learned, which I'm definitely gonna do different next time. And hopefully it won't have ever happen again. But I'm pretty sure it
Oh,
will
I
happen.
can
maybe.
remember something. It vaguely it's coming back. It's coming back. We did some recordings like 1.5 weeks ago, but I think you forgot to put on something. Can't quite
Was it the
remember
phantom power?
what it-
Nah.
That's it. It was the phantom power.
I did it again.
Dang.
Okay, so we had like a playthrough the other day, and I also again forgot to turn on the phantom power, so that was cool.
Had a lot of fun, man.
Hey, but guys,
It
we
sounded
also
alright anyway, but
we
yeah.
also need to say that we all recorded our own parts independently. So there was no mixing
With
engineer.
the EP.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
EP, Bleak, the Bleak EP. There was no mixing engineers involved, but ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
DIY, man.
DIY.
Yeah.
DIY.
And it does work.
It does,
Sometimes.
We
but
can
it's
all
torture.
agree to that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
I much prefer having someone tell me like, okay, this is good enough, you can stop now. Like, this is fine.
It's
you know?
hard, man. It's hard, especially when I've never done anything like this before, like home recording and like trying to finish something that you're actually gonna put out. And it's hard being the guitar player and the mixing engineer in one, because I had a lot of times I listened to my guitar parts while mixing. I was like, shit. This sucks. This sucks. My tone sucks. My playing sucks. Everything sucks. Like, and the day before, everything was fine. Nothing. I was like, nice. These parts are sick. My tone is sick. Everything is sick. It was hard, man. It was hard. But
Yeah.
I'm glad in the end we finally came to a point with the EP, like mixing wise and recording wise. We all said, okay, now it's done. We don't have to do anything anymore, like except put it out.
Yeah, I think I recorded with. I think, I did a lot of samples, like just making tones and recording riffs for you guys, and then being like, hey, you like this and whatever. But I think I recorded the entire EP with 3 or 4 different sounds. And then I had to kind of like, pick and send it to you guys to just, like pick your favorite sounds and stuff. But yeah, that was a lot of death metaling in a very short period.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, I
Which
did
is good,
like
obviously. Like,
4 times.
we
so
enjoy it.
That's like an hour of death metal, just grinding.
Yeah. And listening, man. We had to listen to all of our parts individually.
Yeah.
If you listen to like bass, death metal bass all day, and then my guitar tones all day, it'll become death metal.
You'll become death metal, man.
You'll become one with death.
Yeah, definitely. But we
yeah,
pulled
so
through. We pulled through.
yeah, so like everyone recorded their own instruments at home, and I think it went really well. Like, especially like Ramses said, he mixed everything. It was all done within the band, and yeah, it was really cool. So I think, seeing the circumstances, that it's a good solution to what we wanted to accomplish.
Yeah.
Because I can speak for myself. I really enjoy listening to the album, the way it sounds, just the general idea of how it all went. It went pretty smooth, except for the one part I had to redo everything.
Let's just skip that part.
Yeah, but okay. But in general, it went really well, I think, and
Yeah.
no real obstacles whatsoever. Little bit with vision on the sound of the album, but
Yeah.
everyone's
Agreeing on
got on
the entire sound, like the finished sound, and the sound direction, I guess, was actually the hardest part.
Yeah. True. was
Yeah.
complicated for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Getting
Yeah,
on
but
the
like-
same lines.
Yeah, we wanted it to sound good, you know, like properly mixed, but also kind of have the old school vibe, even though the old school records usually weren't that well mixed, usually. So it was hard to strike a balance between
exactly.
the old and the new.
Yeah, it was.
I think to be organic like us was also really a good step to take. The sound to be this organic, because in death
Yeah.
metal you mostly have triggers and stuff on your drums, and yeah, we kept everything lively and organic, like I
Yeah.
already said.
Yeah.
Can you guys
And I
add
think-
something to that?
I
Perhaps.
think the mix reflects that as well, man. Like, we tried a lot of things sound-wise. There are definitely more than 20 versions of the mix of every single song.
Yeah, we've
Definitely
heard
more
about
than
that,
7,
yeah.
I think.
You've heard more. You've
Really?
heard more.
Well,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
little snippets, yeah. But
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the snips.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
I think-
the full EP mixes.
Yeah. But I think what worked best in the end, and why we agreed on the sound we have now, was in the end, like in the final 3 or 4 mixes I did, we just said keep it organic, like
Yeah.
mix it like the songs are played. If you have aggressive
Yeah.
parts, make them more aggressive. If you have organic parts, make them more organic. And I think in the beginning, but also because it was our first time recording something with this band, and for me at least, I've never made this genre of music this seriously. I've never
No.
recorded this genre of music this seriously. So it was hard because we all wanted to sound like different bands. But in the end, the thing that worked was sounding like our own music.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it sucks.
Just a little bit. We'll do better on the
Yeah.
next EP
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe,
Or album,
maybe.
Who knows?
No promises.
album.
No promises.
Actually, like, I'm kind of wondering what were there any specific choices everyone made making this album? Like, was there anything that you can recall at a certain point in time where you're like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put this here in the song, or you know, during writing or recording, was there anything that stuck with you in your head that you were like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and this is this in my opinion then awesome, and then you know, do you have something to say about that? Because
there's
for
one
me-
thing we can all agree on, like one part, and that's in Bleak, when we go from the hard riff to the second part of the hard riff, and we all have
Yeah.
our little solo moments.
Yeah.
Like that was like
Yeah.
a universal, okay, this is gonna happen. We were just
Yeah.
messing
Yeah.
around, you know, in the
rehearsal
rehearsal
room.
room. But yeah, it stuck. It had to happen.
Yeah.
And it
It's still
works.
Has to
sick.
happen.
It's still sick.
Yeah.
it's so goofy at the same time.
It's
like,
over
the
his
parts
top,
we
you
have-
know. It's like, why are
Yeah,
you doing
it's-
this? But yeah, because
Because
we
we
want
can,
to.
you know,
Yeah,
obviously.
because we can. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
that,
sick.
that's good. That's a good one. That's a good one.
And apart from that, yeah, just refusing to, for me personally, refusing to simplify parts. You know, I was just like, yeah, I could feel some of the parts being within reach, so I just had to do it and just push myself to like get there.
Get there. Okay.
I just
Okay.
yeah, that was a thing for me. Like I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do this and push myself, and I'm gonna have improved after
Mm.
we finish recording this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So you actually strived and push yourself all the way to the point you can actually do it, and you know, actually be proud of what you've
Yeah.
accomplished. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Tyne, is there something you want to say about the album that you really made a choice of? What really stuck with you? Like, for example,
A
I
part
give
of
you
the album?
maybe the
You mean
clean focus or something.
a vocal part?
Yeah, focal parts, which you were like,
I
okay,
think
cool,
the
this is
main
awesome, and then
thing was with the vocals is to really also let the song speak. So the instrumentals are very important for me, but I also want that punch and to be on that rhythm with you guys, with the whole band, you know. The intro of Bleak as well. It's really rhythmic and everything flows together with it. I love it. I love to just bounce on the motherfucking cool beats and riffs and
Yeah, cool.
all of that.
Like float above it and take
Yeah.
accents with you.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes float above it, and sometimes just be tight on the rhythm. Yeah,
Yeah, sick.
it's just
Cool.
great to experiment, and it's very good for your rhythmic. How do you say it? Rhythmic. Your
Rhythm.
Yeah, rhythm.
Rhythm.
for your
For your,
rhythm.
it's good for your rhythm.
It's good for
Your
your
rhythmic.
But also to deliver
rhythm.
the stories,
internal
you know?
rhythm clock is maybe
Yeah.
I don't know.
But also to
Something like
deliver the stories as aggressive as possible or as feely as possible. It's really important for me. So for the new EP, I'm definitely looking out to doing even more. How do you call
Rhythmic.
it? More experimenting on clean vocals, or perhaps more
Yeah, I
experimenting
was just about
on
to say,
screen.
because the clean vocals were really a thing for you on this EP.
Yeah.
Because you did all the different layers and harmonies and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, exactly. That was super fun because I never did anything like it in death metal. So
I think we're all
Yeah,
really
cool.
glad you tried that, man. And
Yeah.
it worked out. It fits the
exactly.
song really well.
It's also not the standard, like, oh, hey, let's have a clean melodic chorus, you know? It's just like a pre-chorusy part, and then,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know, it's just, it flows well, you know?
Flows,
It's
yeah.
not divided into a standard template, like,
No,
okay,
exactly.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You
And
know,
it serves it perfectly well. Just a teeny bit, but it's enough.
Yeah.
But expect to see more clean vocals on the next EP.
I'd rather hear him than see him, but that's me.
Yeah, me too. How do you see vocals? Welcome to the Buried Son Philosophical Podcast.
And Brandon,
All
for
right.
you.
Okay, for me. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things. I tried to really overthink every part in every song, which I make, and really think it over and re-listen to it and actually really try to think with solutions and answers and questions, going from the beginning to the end and then to the middle, because for me it's very important that every drum track or every drum fill whatsoever has some sort of connection with the beginning, the end, or the middle. It's just very important for me because I think if I don't do that, you kind of or if I don't focus and pay as much as attention to that, I kind of feel like I'm losing the intention of the song, or that I'm it just doesn't fit correctly. And sometimes I still feel like that because there's some parts that are really like, okay, you're playing the drums and then it's like empty, but then if you listen as a whole, it feels good. So I've really tried to um sketch a difference between the chaotic parts and the clean, empty-ish drum parts, which then suits the whole song again. So yeah, there's not really one part that really sticks out to me, but I would say the last part in After Death is really something I worked on for drum wise, because it's all over the place, but it still has kind of continuous feeling, and it's purely based on the riffs of the guitar that are sticking out to each other and actually clinching to on each other, but it's still chaotic as fuck, and then it's still a whole. It's still a whole. It's like
Yeah, but
that part really sticks out for me.
Yeah, that part.
Which I really
also one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
cool because
fucking
it is
hard to play,
chaotic.
though.
It is chaotic, but I can actually tell where we are duration-wise listening to the drums. Like I can
Every
still
repeat
recognize it.
has its own personality. Like, okay, he's doing this drum fill, so we're at repeat number 4, for example. But everything is different.
Every loop has
and
a theme, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works really well.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
So yeah, for me, the After Death part is just it really sticks out to me, and I love playing it every time.
Yeah.
I mean, I love playing all the songs, obviously, but yeah, that part is just it has like a special place for me. So actually on to the next question. And I think this is a really good question. Do you like your bandmates, and why don't you like Tyne?
Of course.
Well, it all began when we met him.
Yeah.
That's a simple story, right?
Yeah.
No, I think we can translate this question to what's the band flow? How is everyone with each other? I'd say, and do you guys enjoy time with yourself? So or with the band and everything? So
I think
Yeah.
we're okay. Like we're all on good terms.
Yeah.
Like we annoy the crap out of each other often,
pretty
but
much.
in a good way. You know, it's like we all have strong opinions and whatever, but we know this, we accept this, and it's all good. You know, we're just very direct with each other.
And we are always keeping them creative fluids going. So that's cool. We always get in touch with each other, and then there is an idea of this band or that band, and we're like, oh, holy shit, that's cool. Maybe we should try something like that, but in our own vision.
Mhm.
Yeah, where we're
Yeah.
always like puzzling the puzzle together
Yeah.
for
Mm-hmm.
our stuff.
I think this band actually it fits well, and like Lorenzo said, we're all on good terms and we annoy the crap out of each other, and I really enjoyed doing that. But I think every one of us has something to offer to the band, which would otherwise not make such music. Or like, for example, if Lorenzo wasn't here or Tyne, we wouldn't have the same input as someone else.
Yeah.
Because of their musical interpretation is a good word, I think.
Yeah.
Like everyone has something different to offer to the band. With Ramses with his electronic side, you know, when he comes in with a new riff, we can clearly hear a couple things, you know,
Mhm.
taken from those genres, and that really works so well.
Bass
And
drop.
you know, bass drop.
I
No, but
believe.
on a serious note, I think the band just works really well together, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be struggles sometimes here and there, but I think every band has that. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
I think
People
it's
have
good.
that in general, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously,
But I think
obviously.
this formation works really well for that as well, because if some of us are having struggles, there is always one of us who we can talk to. Mostly it's all of us, but there's always one who really understands what's going on.
Yeah.
And we fix the issue, and then we go back to what we were doing.
Yeah,
If there
exactly.
is something going on, we always fix that within this, always the same day. No grudges, nothing.
No grudges.
No, exactly. No,
that's good.
I mean, we have our disagreements, but we always can figure something out,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we
And I think
always
that's
keep a new
that's
view
healthy
to it.
too.
Yeah.
Having disagreements. If we would all agree on everything, we would make whack ass music. That wouldn't work.
No, but that's cool. Yeah, so like I said, I think everyone is on really good terms with each other. And
But
if there's something wrong with it-
also, there's a B part to the question. Why don't we like Tyne?
Oh,
Here
we go.
That's like it's very
because
easy.
he's a dwarf.
He's a vocalist. That's
That's a good one. Yeah.
True.
says the bass player. But that's fine.
Couldn't
Says
agree
the
more.
bass player.
Yeah.
But we've talked about this before. Not liking me, but I mean,
Yeah,
we
we have
all-
talked about this.
We
before.
have.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You weren't
That's
there,
what I meant.
but we did talk about it.
But everyone has their own identity in this band,
Mm.
and that makes it also
Yeah.
fucking great.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never met. I've met some skilled musicians, but not these type of skilled musicians where we really can work onto something which lies so close to ourselves. I think.
Yeah, we all have our own. We clearly express our own personality in the parts that we
exactly.
write.
Yeah.
Like you can clearly tell if a riff was written by me or Ramses or you, or
Yeah,
Brandon.
no,
Like
no,
we all
exactly.
really have our things, our
Yeah.
idiosyncrasies.
Wow.
Words.
I think it's also very important to add to this conversation that everyone is free to do what they want within the songs.
Yeah.
There's not really, if I recall, not really at any point that someone said no, you're not allowed to do this. So
Yeah, we
I
express our
think it's
preferences, but
Yeah,
there's
but
a lot of
we
trust.
we don't say no.
Yeah.
We don't
a
say
lot
no.
of trust. Yeah.
If
Yeah.
something doesn't work, we say, but if you change this, maybe it'll work, and we still use the same idea someone gives in,
Yeah.
and that's
But
why
maybe with a
it
slight
works.
change. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why it works.
Yeah,
We
it
never
builds
say
it,
no
it
to each
builds
other's
upon
ideas.
the original idea instead of just scrapping
And we
it
always try
entirely.
to
Yeah.
look for
Or
context.
ignoring it,
Like
yeah.
a single riff or a single bass part or a single drum part may sound not like what you're looking for at first, but we always try to think of the context. Like where could this part be in a song? Could this be longer, shorter? Can we make variations? And that's why everything we make works for us, I think.
Next question.
I mean, I think we almost ran out of the questions.
Yeah.
Or we've already talked about it. Let's say
Oh.
how did the album came to be? That I think we didn't really cover that one because I think
That's a good
I
one,
think Tyne
actually.
has the most to say about it.
It just happened,
Um,
right?
No.
What does Bleak mean to Tyne? What does it mean to
What
us?
does Bleak mean to me?
The
yeah, like
EP.
the whole album. What does
Yeah.
it say about us? What does it say about you?
I think what it says about us is that we really had this EP to collide with each other, to experiment, to widen our boundaries.
Mhm.
But what it means lyrical wise, Bleak,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, it's really focused on the desolation of this world. We are laying waste to our world, and also after death is about us being back as a new formation with Lorenzo.
Mhm.
So it's our rise. Bleak is our rise, and we're here to stomp those out who doesn't, who don't. Yeah. How do I
Alright, so-
put this?
Yeah.
How do I put this?
How do you put this?
So basically, you're saying obviously the after death part is where we arise, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And
After death,
the bleak is about that the world is dying or it's not going right. It's not
no,
going
exactly. But
the
it
good
also
way,
has
right?
to do with the times that we got the night of being free and making music,
Yeah,
etc.
exactly.
You know, just the
so
demise of the world.
yeah, so we've got a certain things called corona, and you've translated that into your own words and
More or less.
more or less.
It's
put
not
it down.
Corona focused, but it's just
No, obviously not.
everything that happened around us.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
And purity defiled, for example. What's that? Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's just the nature disasters, how we the human race fuck up this planet.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe that needs to be beeped out. I'm not sure.
Oh, there's a lot of beeping in this one already.
A lot of beeping,
It's one
But yeah,
continuous beep.
especially if you say the word corona.
Yeah. Oh, please do.
Corona.
Please
Yeah, we
do.
totally need a trigger warning
Yeah.
or a parental advisory, something, old school.
But
An
no,
auditory epilepsy warning.
but that's bleak for us. I mean,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, fits. It fits.
It fits like the current theme, which
Yeah,
surrounds
exactly.
the world right now.
Yeah.
For the people that still don't know, we have an EP coming out. It's called Bleak. Features 3 songs: Bleak, Purely Defiled, and After Death. We've talked about those songs here today. give them a listen. Give them a listen when they're out. And if you like them, don't be afraid to hit us up. Tell them you like them. Tell them you don't like them. We're open to anything.
Tell him you fucking hate him.
Yeah, please do. Send us a video of you hating the songs, please.
All right. Yeah, cool. Thank you, guys.
I think that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah, cheerios.
Yeah.
See you at the EP release.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, smooth.
Check you later.
Bleak 2, 1.
Hey.
Kut! Jullie waren best wel synchroon.